So look guys, I've been dealing with a broody hen for the past month and some change. I was under the impression that it was just 21 days, the length of time it takes for an egg to hatch. But apparently, I think it's however long the hormones keep pumping in that hen, telling her that she has to hatch some chicks. So anyhow, these 3 nest boxes, I had to thoroughly clean out. And I'm using this this paint scraper right here. Really comes in handy. You can scrape the deep corners of the nest box. And get all in the corners. So I've used various types of nesting box material. I started off with like a straw material. That was bad news. Then I used kind of like a straw pad. I guess I'll throw a picture up on the screen to describe what I'm talking about. And those became a bad idea as well because it simulated straw nesting material, and the hens started picking at it and removed them from each of these boxes. So then I ended up using this material right here. I've since cut them to size, so I think this should be able to fit in there perfectly. Yep. I had one hen in particular, an olive egger, who was just way broody. I mean, just broody on steroids. And I'm doing this with one hand. Otherwise, I'd be able to scoop this up with the assistance of the other hand. And no matter what I do, I mean, I'd put blocks of wood. I'd use bricks. I'd use any type of obstruction to put in the nesting box to prevent that hen from sleeping in that nesting box. And it wasn't too successful, obviously. So after I removed all of the debris and old feces out of these nesting boxes, I'm using a hot dish soap and bleach solution to basically clean the area. All right. So this year I plan on putting my garlic, which is not going to be that much, in this L-shaped bed right here, over in the cut flower garden, where presently I happen to have the girls hanging out with me. There they go over there, rustling through some of the wood chips left by that tree that was recently cut down. So they're finding a lot of goodies over there. As you can see, I've got some black cow manure, which is the darker soil. I put some biotone fertilizer in there, and I've removed the watermelon that was in this area. So I do have a rototiller, an electrical rototiller, but for such a small area, I'm just gonna go ahead and use this pitchfork to mix in the black cow manure. think there's something therapeutic with mixing in the soil this way, the manual way. Just kind of getting your hands in there and feeling the soil in between your fingers. There's something very therapeutic about that. So the main source of root competition that the garlic will have is this crepe myrtle tree, where its root zone is beneath these raised beds. So I have to keep that in mind and make sure the garlic is adequately watered throughout the growing season. So this may be a little bit of overkill, guys, for such a small area. This is 4 feet wide, roughly, by 6 feet deep. All right, so it's a relatively small area, but I want to fully ensure that this black cow manure and the biotone starter fertilizer gets fully mixed in to the soil before I plant. Hey, everybody's got their own methods, right? Whatever works for you. All right, we're good. Now I'm going to speed up the part where I break up the garlic. So now I'm just sorting through and finding the most healthy cloves of garlic. Make sure they look like this. And like this. And not like this. See, that's starting to wither away. Like these are healthy cloves right here. And you can tell too by squeezing the clove, right? I mean, if you squeeze a clove and it's kind of squishy or lumpy, then you discard it. But when you squeeze it and it's nice and firm, it's taut, you go ahead and plant that. And the narrower, skinnier cloves, I'll go ahead and put aside and just use those for cooking. So if I had a choice in the matter, I wouldn't plant something this small, because I do think about growing sizable bulbs, right? So I wouldn't plant something this small, because when it develops into a bulb, that's if it does, it'll be relatively small, and I don't want that. So those tags are insignificant. They're just markers for each row. Hell, I could use my hands too. I mean, it really doesn't matter. So each row is roughly 6 to 8 inches apart, roughly. And I'm doing 5 per row. Nice fluffy soil. And each clove is roughly 6 inches apart. So they have plenty of room to grow. Cover that right up. All right, guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish up the last 2 rows with the rest of the cloves. Water this in deeply. Much be it for my garlic. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.